I'll go to the fucking moon.
No, dude,
Does she ever stop whining?
No, never.
No, not really.
In fact, she whines even more. You know, because like I remember there was a point
100% true. She whines even more.
How could she possibly whine more than she?
There was a point.
There's an entire fucking chapter of her just fucking whining.
Oh no! There was a whole fucking arc of her whining. To make yeah. In short, Blackjack is all alone. Blackjack is all alone because she has to like do something. I forget the fuck what, but she can do it because her cyber pony, and so she is just like sprinting around, you know, doing some Wild West wasteland bullshit. And she's like, oh, hey, you know, are you guys using these gems? Can I eat those? Okay, see you, bye. And then, you know, she doesn't sleep because who can sleep when you have to stop the suffering? And she slowly drives herself insane to the point where she is so insane that she plugs herself into a PTSD hospital and she overloads the AI. No, dude, I swear to God. This fucking happens. Like, she plugs herself into a hospital to try to get better, and she's just, and the AI is just like, I don't know how to fucking fix you.
I think what the AI specifically did is like, so what do you need? She's like, I need help. All right, let me run a diagnostic. Oh fuck.
Oh Jesus Christ. Negative.
Just kill yourself now. It's the only way.
To put it in more meme senses, it's kind of like that bit in Hamlet where Hamlet walks in, he says, oh fuck, and then the next prompt is exit Hamlet. So yes, Blackjack, she is barely functional as a pony, as a person, basically as a soul, because it's just like, I have to bear all the sins and listen to them.
But wait, it gets better.
At least Morning Glory and Lacunae are kind of interesting.
Oh, don't get me fucking started.
I'm so glad I started recording this. Oh my god. I did too.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't give a shit about spoilers.
How far are you in the story? Astatine, how far are you in the story?
I don't give a shit about spoilers. Go.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm hate reading it right now. I don't like this. Go.
They don't.
It's not a good story, okay? Glory actually has a decent arc because Somber actually fucking wrote the beginning of Glory's arc. Now, that whole bullshit about, like, Glory being Fallen Glory for, like, half a chapter...
That was annoying.
It's annoying. It's stupid. Which, it is. It's fucking annoying and stupid. So... Yes, Glory, for the most part, she has her faults, but she's okay. Same as Lacunae. She has a great idea of a character. The problem is that its execution is not done well. And this is not helped because your editing staff accidentally let slip and miswrite her name wrong 3 times in the actual story.
Oh, God. How do you fuck that? Like, you think that would be like a saved word in your spell checker or something.
Now, you would think that, and with a writing or with an editing staff that is a half dozen people, you would expect they would get that. But hey, this is Project Horizon, so hey, fuck off.
So, anyways, Morning Glory. So what happens once she loses like the one author who actually gave a shit?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what she fucking loses. She loses a fucking wing.
I got to that part. Yeah, I got to that part.
No, she doesn't.
It's okay though. She gets it
doesn't
back.
sustain any sort of like.
We've gone like 15 minutes, or well, 13 to 15 minutes over her shit. So
I actually did write something down. The quote I did is like, okay, fine. How about this? It's idea set it. After a horrible nuclear war, it has drama, romance, mystery. The Applejack responds, okay, that's kind of cool. Then I think I'll hand it off to Spike. Wait, what? Yeah, I think
Jesus Christ, Astatine.
And then
I'm
Spike
sorry,
responds,
that's funny.
Cool.
No,
Spike's like,
funny.
cool. I'll add in some crazy stuff. We'll go to the moon, we'll have anime fights, and then Twilight's like, yeah, it'll be great. We'll make so much money. People love it. And then Applejack's like, I think I'll
I definitely. Also, don't forget the like 12 gallons of rape and whining about rape.
Oh, and the
Jesus
tank
H.
fights.
Christ on a bike.
And
Oh,
the
Jesus,
ship.
the tank fight.
And the
Straight-
ship.
Is
Yeah.
one of many scenes that got straight ripped out of other.
Don't forget about the boat.
Oh yeah, and boats and tank fights and clones. Yeah.
Clones, god.
I'm actually gonna go back to Berry Tube.
Wait, no, you were recording though. This is.
I am recording. Fuck.
I'm still recording. I'll
We're
take one for
having
the
fun
team.
right now.
At this point, I kind of want to just hear more of Wrench tearing into
Yeah,
Project
this is
Horizon.
extremely entertaining to me.
I'm sorry, I went on a rant.
No, it's all
No,
good.
we want you to go on a
We
rant.
they want you to go
You
on.
have
a
not
rant.
ranted
I am
enough.
going
Let it
back
all
to
out.
YouTube just because.
No, you guys don't understand, alright? Somber forced me to read this shit, so I am going to fucking say my piece about
Ranch,
Please
I have an
continue.
idea.
Yo.
You should talk about the Bat Pony.
Yes, Stygius.
Oh my god.
What a terrible name.
Yes, Stygius. Known for his ability of coming out of the darkness, which I suppose is a Bat Pony trait. But here's a certainly non-Bat Pony trait. Oh yeah, I have a dick that can cure rape trauma.
What?
I am
Wait.
dead fucking serious.
Yeah.
So-
No, this is not one chapter after the infamous chapter 34, in which Blackjack is horribly raped aboard the Seahorse and sustains a traumatic, life-changing injury that lasts all of half a chapter.
God damn it.
But
I
wait,
am dead
it gets
serious.
better.
Now, to her credit, all right, Blackjack does sustain some pretty grievously looking and definitely whinge-inducing, kind of complaints about what had happened and how this is changing her, and the definite trauma that makes such an abhorrent act a lot more relatable, because for the most part that's not a part of your life that you are going to be subjected to, and it really makes the whole thing a lot more relatable. The problem is Blackjack immediately gets lost and then finds a Bat Pony and then fucks said Bat Pony and then feels 100% better about everything.
Can we also talk
What
about
the
how
fuck?
then she has an anime fight and then she finds out that she transmitted that entire romantic night over the radio?
Oh yeah,
What?
yeah. She also did that.
Was Homage broadcasting that? Or
No, fuck no. Homage has nothing to do with this. All right, this is the hoof. This has nothing to do with.
I mean,
fucking
Homage
Fallout
is in the
Equestria
story
at all.
briefly though.
Yeah, like Pip
Yeah,
and
fucking
Homage
Little
show
Pip
up,
is
like,
in the
twice.
story. That's a whole
What?
other fucking rant on that one.
No. What?
Yep.
Yup.
Okay,
Yep.
how the fuck do they possibly put Little Pip in the story and somehow
Chapter
explain how
35,
she didn't?
Right the fuck after Blackjack gets raped the fuck out and all of her limbs chopped off, she gets whisked away to Ten Pony Tower, and this happens coincidentally right at the instance where Little Pip is there doing her business, for like the one of 3 visits she went to Ten Pony.
She
Hey, what
was
can I say?
making a deal with Red Eye.
What can
to
I
go
say?
ahead
The girl
and
is
secure
thirsty. She
the,
really wants that Homage puss.
Wait.
Also, it gets better. It gets better. Later in the fic,
It really
Blackjack goes off to like the climactic ending of FOE 1.
What?
Not exactly the climax, but she was there for the nuking of Napony.
Oh, okay, I'm okay with that. But
With the specific job to kill Little Pip.
what?
Yep,
What?
Yep.
Why?
Oh my god. Oh, dude, you should have seen this shit. Somber was writing on for like 3 or 4 pages about how he would kill Little Pip and her entire entourage with only Blackjack. It was fucking stupid.
And
But-
then he didn't.
Why would they do that?
It was like a fucking manual. He would be like, it's like, okay, first I would levitate behind Little Pip and use a magic bullet to take out her horn, and then I would stomp on, Steel Hoof's neck and blah, blah, and you're like, Oh my
But
god!
why
you are taking
would
a
they
giant
do
shit on
that?
KK right now. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Okay, even worse is chapter 35. He pisses all the fuck over in that one brief period in Fallout Equestria where there is an inaccountability for time, because it's one of those like scene breaks. It's the scene break where Little Pip goes and makes a deal with Red Eye, and then she mentols the shit, and then next thing you know, Velvet is super pissed about her taking a mentol for it.
I remember that, yeah.
It's one of the things that's skipped over, and it leaves like about a 12-hour period where nothing is accounted for. Oh, Somber abused the shit out of it. Next thing you know, Little Pip is meeting Blackjack, and Blackjack is being all, oh, hey, I'm a cyber pony, and it sucks because I'm wanksing the fuck out of it. Also, hey, you're cute, wanna fuck? Cool, we did it. Nice.
What?
Don't they also go, like, attack a fucking town?
No, yeah. I'm so... So, this is at the point where Little Pip is already with Homage, right?
Yep, Homage,
Yep.
or Little Pip is currently doing Homage, and then, you know, apparently she's high off her ass on mentols, because it's like, hey, you're charismatic, wanna fuck? And, yeah.
And then, they go shoot up a town, casually.
Like, I know that, like, Somber is a terrible... But Project Horizons has been terrible, but... Getting to that point, that is, like... comically bad.
You
that
have
is
no idea.
I need to keep reading this. I need to finish this thing because this is fascinating. Genuinely.
There's the entire point that Rainbow Dash still exists.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course Project Horizon's going to answer the Rainbow Dash question.
Yeah, Project Horizons also wrote Rainbow Dash to be an immoral Batman who coincidentally died during the story because
what is she? The Mayor-Duell?
Yeah, she is the Mayor-Duell, which is fucking retarded.
Honestly, like, I can see a way that could be executed well, like with Rainbow Dash like being the Mayor-Duell over the way. Like,
that's exactly what she is.
There is a way.
Yeah, I can see that being executed well.
But what Somber did was not fucking it.
Of course not.
Can we also talk about how Rainbow Dash went to see Spike afterwards, saw Spike was asleep, and didn't leave him anything?
What? I thought that Spike inviting Blackjack up to see the Gardens of Harmony was bad enough.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
No, like, shortly after she ghoulified, Rainbow Dash went to go see Spike, but Spike was asleep, and so she just went above the clouds, and didn't leave Spike any information pertaining as to that she was even alive.
That's so stupid.
Oh, you know what's fucking stupid? That whole subplot about Raiderism being a disease.
I actually didn't hate that when it was first introduced. Maybe they did something way worse, but
we are talking about depth of humanity We are talking about the lowest common denominator, which is when push comes to shove, people will resort to force and take what they need. This is not something that is caused by a disease.
That's post-apocalyptic 101.
Seriously. You cannot blame
if they have what you need, but you can take it from them, you fucking take it from them.
To be fair, the Raiders in Fallout Equestria are a whole lot worse than just need. Like, they're doing a whole lot of unnecessary shit that does not help themselves.
That's just regular Raiders.
That's Raider. That's Raider shit, man.
Raiders.
If you are brought up in a Raider thing, you are basically trained to thinking that's okay.
That's pretty fair, actually, yeah.
Depths of humanity shit. You would be amazed at what people think they can get away with.
You also have to think that Raiders. You also have to think that Raiders are fucking very heavily drugged.
That's a good point.
Pretty much all the time, yeah.
In a way, it kind of undermines just kind of how freaky the Raiders are, because you're blaming it on a disease, and it's also so fucking arrogant as to say, oh, hey, I can turn an entire city of capable, able-minded people into raiders just by, I don't know, shooting a missile at them.
Just by feeding them.
I thought it was food. Maybe that happens later, I guess.
No, it's transmitted via food. Also, it's also transmitted via Rampage, which is also a bountiful food source, apparently.
Oh, right. What the fuck is Rampage's deal? Like, what is the explanation for Rampage?
Yeah, here you go.
Rampage is a fucking half zebra, half twist. I don't fucking know. And apparently she has like a talisman lodged in her cervix or whatever the fuck it is. So she cannot die because she has this regenerative transfigure fucking stone thing in her person. So she could basically like regenerate herself from like a single cell, which is bullshit because now it's like, oh great, what reason do I have for caring about Rampage? None. Oh, okay.
Yep.
But it gets great in like the last fucking act of the story where she fucking is like, I'm sorry, Blackjack, I gotta do this. I want to die.
Yup. There's
So
a
what,
point
does
where
she
it's
like reach into her vagina and pull out the stone, or?
I don't fucking know, man. Like, there's this whole thing
From what
about
I remember,
Rampage. Rampage is like, I have no allegiance to anybody because, hey, it doesn't fucking matter. And then in the last arc, it's like, oh shit, these guys might be able to kill me, so fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm going to take it to them, even though this entire point of you being here is to try to hide, or is to try to kind of hide, kind of find a way to take them out.
Oh yeah, and there also was that one chapter where you had like a settlement based on like, class social structure, and there was like the older sister who was actually pretty good at it, and then there was like the bratty younger one. And
oh yes.
Oh, the Zodiacs.
He basically straight admitted that there was some straight up lolly going on.
Oh.
As he put it, the sticky things.
Ew.
Seriously, Somber was not exactly subtle about working in a whole shit ton of his weird fetishes into the story.
I'm guessing rape was one of them.
Subtle,
Oh,
which kills
yeah.
me because he was fucking subtle about things. Like, who remembers?
He was subtle
Sandy
about
died?
some things. He wasn't subtle about other things.
When who died?
When Sandy, the first third of the story. It's how P21 got his hat.
Yes.
Oh right, yeah.
That was fucking good. This is what got me interested in the story, and it's why I hate his ass for making me read.
I'm trying to think of other bullshit that happened.
Well, there's
a
plenty
lot.
of bullshit in the story.
Can we
kind
talk
of
about how
like-
it's just casually explained that Blackjack is a descendant of Twilight?
Oh yeah.
Oh god,
Fucking casually.
fucking.
He's like, oh yeah, no, she's a descendant of Twilight.
Keep in mind that Blackjack has the whole like card game, whatever naming convention to her name. It's like, oh yeah, I love playing cards. Do you guys want to play Twilight?
What?
Exactly.
The mother the mayor that gave birth to me, his name was Tarot Card. It's like, fuck off.
No.
And it's all because like Twilight got fucking pregnant, and then she's like, for I can't have this child on my own.
Oh yeah, there was like this weird surrogate mother sort of bullshit going on. It's like we're going to magically implant the fetus into someone else's womb or something.
So
Here's your magical get out of jail free card. Wear a condom next time.
So one question that I have is, so I'm at the point where like she just like left the Reapers, and I'm sure I read a few chapters after that, but I can't fucking remember them. I might need to reread them, which I dread. But what is the point now? Deus is dead. They found out what EC1101 does, and it doesn't seem like they can actually turn it on. So is the point just to turn on EC1101 and then do what? Like,
Oh, you're in that magical part of the story where things have not been set in motion, and they're basically just trying to figure out what EC1101 is.
well, they found out what it is, like something with the inter organizations, the IOA, I think, or the something like that, and like it's to basically take control of everything in case all of the mayors and the princesses die.
Yeah,
But
that was another
bail
problem
out
I
while
had
you
with
can.
the story.
Stop reading. Because where you're going from here, it just expands and blossoms up into a whole new world of bullshit. Like, you start getting into a world where stars are talking to each other and like the cosmos is.
So wait, the zebras were right. The zebras were right about the stars.
Yeah, there's a serious plot about like the zebra mythology being right and the stars being evil and the equilibrium of the universe having something to do with it. I don't fucking know. I wasn't paying attention to it.
I went to get food and I come back to the stars are talking to each other.
Yeah.
That's fucking Project Horizons for you.
And then every once in a while it'll randomly cut to Macintosh's Marauders, of which I remember Big Mac, Twist, and no one else.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other thing. K-Cat did a fantastic job with Macintosh's Marauders. You know, turning a group of, you know, seemingly normal My Little Pony characters into a battle-hardened unit that had its own strengths and weaknesses. And it was just a unit that overcame adversity, and it was something to be aspired to. And then you meet fucking Saul.
He was like, you know what I'm gonna do?
Fucking hell,
I'm gonna take half of them and make them into like really strange, like fucking things that wouldn't exist.
And then there's a one fateful moment where the Macintosh's Marauders, hey, you know what? Let's go see a zebra fortune teller. What could go wrong?
What?
And it basically undoes all of their character development, turning it into a simple, somber prophecy of all of you will die. JK, lol, see ya.
Let's not forget how one of them's trapped in the fucking Pip-Boy.
What? What, like
I have lost.
Like, is it Blackjack's Pip-Buck? Like, what are they doing in Blackjack's Pip-Buck?
Have you gotten to the point where she starts seeing has she started seeing that fucking mysterious stranger guy yet?
The dealer?
Yeah, the dealer.
Oh, that was a while ago. That happened even in the first part.
That's like
the dealer is great. He started off as
I liked the dealer, yeah.
No, the dealer's great. He started off as just like, you know, an extension of the perk system. You know, mysterious stranger shows up, he gives you a hand, he fucks off. And then Somber turned it into, oh,
it's actually
dealer,
Echo.
why am I a horrible person?
I'm gonna go to bed. I lost track of the story of what the fuck we're talking about.
I lost the story 500,000 words into it.
Dear God.
And I almost forgot to mention P21 basically giving the Kanye West argument for slavery, which...
He totally did.
Yeah.
Which is
wrong.
Delicious because he fucking was one. He's a fucking sex slave. And he was like, hey man, you know, hey.
We all just secretly wanted to be sex slaves. We had enslaved ourselves. I guess, what the fuck?
The whole story makes no sense. And it kills me because, damn it, the story had some good fucking scenes to it.
It had a lot of good potential.
Like when Blackjack got drunk in the first quarter of the story. Weird shit happened. It was hilarious. Good times were had by all, except for that one poor motherfucker she chopped his balls off, but that was still really fucking good.
Yeah.
Hey, Wrench.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
And then she just transitioned into this whole thing where it's like, oh, I matured and I outgrew shit. Next thing you know, you've got Hall the Mountain King going on and a whole settlement of ghouls trying to dress up Lacune because she reminds them of Luna, and of which this goes nowhere. And then you have some British-sounding motherfucker putting the moves on Lacune, but I can't do it because all my memories are bad memories.
That character, Strong Hooves? Yeah, I remember that character. You know who that character actually is? He's a character from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
God damn
Straight
it.
ripped.
Yeah.
His name is Armstrong in that anime. And the pony version of him talks exactly like him. He has all the same powers as that guy does. They even went so far, if I remember correctly, to put in the little anime sparkles.
God damn it.
Would show up on this character. In the anime, they were a joke. It meant to, show his, like, over-the-top masculinity or whatever, as he would, like, flex his muscles and just be fabulous and extraordinarily buff, essentially. And yeah, in Project Horizons, it was
Not a joke.
yeah.
Not a joke. No.
But I mean, if nothing else, that and also the tank fight.
Oh yeah, the fight where Blackjack, the same pony who falls down hills and slips out of cover, does a fucking backflip over a dual-barreled, AI-controlled, dual machine-gunned killing machine tank, piloted by none other than Deus himself.
Wait, but Deus is...
Yep.
Deus was turned into a tank.
God fucking damn
Yep.
it.
Yeah, his body
So-
died, but they canned his brain and they put it in a fucking tank.
So
And
basically,
then it gets better. It gets better. She defeats him again, and then he's like, you know what? Fine, I'll join your cause.
Blackjack is
Oh!
like, hey,
Yep.
Deus, I know you're a tank now, and I'm just chilling next to your brain in a jar, but I'm really sorry I chopped your dick off. That was kind of low.
The
Fight
Deus,
scene.
right?
yes,
Deus,
it
the
was Deus.
rapist, murder,
the
death.
whole,
What?
Yeah, that guy.
But wait, it gets better.
The whole tank fight scene, also, as if it weren't bad enough with Stronghoof Armstrong, that guy. The whole tank fight scene was basically a frame-by-frame reenactment of the final battle of Motoko Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell. Whenever she was fighting that like giant fucking mech right at the end of the original Ghost in the Shell movie,
God damn it.
right down to the parts where the cybernetic limbs that Blackjack had at the point got ripped out of her shoulders as she was trying to rip the protective covering off of Deus's like brain case or whatever.
It gets better because I believe Deus dies in the next chapter after that.
Yay, and I'm guessing Blackjack whines about it a whole bunch.
Hilariously, I don't think she does.
What?
I think it's the one character who dies as part of her
Yeah.
team that he doesn't whine about.
So, like, what one character other than his whole Kanye West thing has been pretty absent from this conversation is P21. Does, like, anything happen to P20? Like, is he...
He gets a daughter, but that's about it.
Oh, he totally knocks up BJ.
Got what?
That too.
Yeah. After it was established that Blackjack had apparently raped him
Many times.
he decides that he's actually in love.
Okay, so
Even
after
though he's
Kanye
gay.
West, even though he's gay, and after Kanye Westing his sex slavery, he decides to fall in love with his multiple-timed rapist and have a child
and not
with her.
only that,
But only once.
afterwards, P21 tells Blackjack he's able to perform because he injects himself with a couple of stim packs to get rid of the refractory period. So he's just straight going to town on her ass.
But wait, it gets even better than that because I think it's after Scotch joins the story. He's like, no, I can't be part of. We can't do this anymore.
I like
my
how when
God.
Scotch joins the story, she's a straight up filly, and then like 3 months of Blackjack time later, she's like a young woman just fucking everybody.
Wait. Scotch tape gets... Oh, ew. Fucking ew. No.
No, dude. Like, it's one
Like
of the
I
rare
said, man.
chapters where she's in, like, Flank or whatever the fuck it is. Chapel. I'm sorry. Where they're resting in chapel and they're having a party or whatever the fuck it is. And then Blackjack remarks, I saw, Scotch walking off to the barracks with, like, 3 other Colts. And I gotta say, props to her.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said,
She's even a stable pony, so like you can't even blame that on fucked up wasteland morality. Although to be fair, that stable had even more fucked up morality. So
All right. Also,
So,
to be fair, Scotch is a maintainer. And if there are any people out there who don't have time for this bullshit, it's maintainer.
that's true.
Yeah, keep
So,
in mind the first period where we met Scotch, where it's just like, okay, would you rather puke or do you want to die? And you're like, I want to puke. Let's just, all right, hold that. I'm gonna press the release.
So, Ringe, how many chapters is Project Horizon?
like fucking 80.
Was it chapter 50 or so, or chapter like 70 or so, where that scene on the bridge took place where Lacuna had to
Oh god, I know exactly what you're talking about.
that
Please
was the scene
elaborate.
that made me quit the fic.
That is in the mid 70s, and for those of you not in the know, this is where Blackjack is on the march doing who the fuck cares, and then she comes across this band of raiders, and of course she quickly dispatches them. Guess who is in this band of raiders? I'm like the guy who gambled. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? No. So, of course, guess who is in this band of raiders but none other than one of the 5 or 6 or 20 or whatever the fuck it is stallions that straight up raped her ass in chapter 33. Like, for real.
Okay.
Yeah, like one of the one of the stallions that was there that like raped her ass and just like cut her limbs off and nailed her to a crate or something, basically turned her into a fuck nugget. And it's like, oh, I know you raped me and blah blah blah. And then she pulls out a revolver, puts it to his forehead, and then she has an epiphany. It's like, oh, it is good to forgive your enemies. And,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
after
then what's her
killing
face just
all
shows
the
up and pulls the
I
trigger.
I
This
swear
is-
to God, I swear to
this
God,
is-
she is
this
there.
is
She puts
after
her gun
a
to his
scene.
head.
This is after a scene where she had been sneaking around and overheard some dialogue from these individuals that basically cemented in your head that they were absolutely in no way redeemable. They had no like remorse for what they did whatsoever. These are pure evil fucks.
Like they were doing it. They did it. They are doing it. They will do it in the future. Period.
But wait, it's good to forgive your enemy.
God, that
That was the scene that made me think, you know what? No. Fuck everything about this. I've dealt with a lot of bullshit in this fan fiction, but this is the straw that breaks the camel's back.
GameGrumps.mp3.
Yeah, for real,
Nothing
man.
that
For
can
real.
bring
And to
this-
add insult to injury, all right, Blackjack is there with her gun to this rapist's head, and then she realizes, oh, I can't do it. So Lacune fucking chimes in. She magics over the trigger, and then she blows his fucking head off.
Good for her.
And then she's just like,
Yeah.
pussy.
Honestly, I'm with
Trixie's
Lakunai on this.
fucking trash can of emotions has better morals than Blackjack.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'll admit that Lakunai is one of the more interesting characters for me, at least so far. They probably ruin her later, but
No,
That's-
they very much did.
It was such a good character concept. It really was. But they
Yep.
just the way it was handled.
Clearly.
It was
Oh,
handled horribly.
fucking
It was basically
Christ.
whining 90% of the time, and then she died once, like the mega spell on Naponi.
But then she didn't
Uh,
die.
Mm.
But she didn't remember anything.
Does anyone
No,
actually
she
die
remembered
for
who she
good in
was
this fic?
before.
Like I swear, throughout this conversation, I've heard "and then they come back" or some variant so many times. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, you have
is
no
Stable
idea.
99 still
The
alive?
fucking
In fact,
actually
that's
no.
what
Stable
about
99. Everyone in Stable 99 are the only people who actually die and stay dead. Like for instance, in the epilogue, it's like 200 years later. Blackjack is still there. She's fucking stalking her great grandkid.
What does Blackjack like become a ghoul or some shit? Like
He becomes a blank.
Basically.
a blank?
Oh yeah. There are these clones that come from flux.
Which
they're
is
called
something
blanks.
mined from Discord.
Oh yeah. They pull like Discord's juices out of his like cells or blood or whatever the fuck, and they make clones, and these clones are called blanks. Blackjack becomes one, and then they're basically immune to radiation and mutates and blah blah blah. So they're basically pretty normal looking, and they don't have like cybernetics and shit. Which is how Blackjack transfers her mind and soul and body into one, minus her babies into these blanks, just so she can look cooler and have somewhat sense of normalcy. And so she's basically basically immortal, And so about 200 or 300 or so years later, she stalks her great-grandkid and is like, hey, you know what? I think I know who you are. Here, let me fix your gun.
That's stupid. That's just kind of dumb. It's not even like horrifically or hilariously dumb like other stuff in the fic. It's just
I have
okay,
not
that's-
scratched the
that's-
surface of dumb. All right, Blackjack, in her immortal blank status, knocks on the final. What was it? The final Pegasus project. The storm thing that little Pip is chilling in.
project.
Single.
Oh, right,
Pegasus
yeah.
Project. Sorry about that.
Or single
Yeah,
pony
she's
project,
just
depending
like
on
knocking
what
on the
you're
door
on.
for like 80 years, and then Little Pip finally answers up. It's like, Blackjack, you piece of shit, why the fuck are you here? And then Blackjack is like, we're going to the moon, asshole, and then go to the moon.
What? Yeah,
You're
know
not
that
wrong.
Extremely heartfelt, meaningful ending of Fallout Equestria that everyone cried at and loved. Fuck that shit.
We're going to the moon, asshole.
Get in.
Hey, yo, fucker, we're going to the moon. Get in. And Little
God
Pip's like,
damn.
all right. You're a good
So-
rock once. Fucking.
Oh yeah, and there are also fucking moon ponies.
Of
Oh
course,
shit! I forgot about that.
because there could every single decision made on this fic is the worst possible decision. Like, I'm sure that at some point in the fic, like Morning
Wait.
Glory rapes P21 or something like that.
They do actually hook up, and I'm pretty sure they were both drunk.
God damn it.
Of course they
Doesn't Morning
did.
Glory doesn't at one point, I can't remember if this is true or not, but doesn't Morning Glory at one point rape Blackjack?
What?
What?
Or was it the other way around?
There are several instances
she
where
did.
Morning Glory actually gets a little bit more assertive with Blackjack, but I don't think she straight up rapes her.
Are
could've sworn
there
was
any
one
two
situation
characters
where,
in this fic that have
she
not
was-
had
where
sex
one
with
of them
each
was
other?
asleep and the other one's like,
Pretty
I'm
much
fucking
no.
horny.
Jesus.
But I could be
Christ.
wrong. My memory's
Yeah.
fuzzy.
I swear to God, like, did
This is why I was saying, man, like the best chapters of this fic, 1 through 16, and then up to 34, you're still like okay. After that, just fucking bail.
I thought 1 through
Get
16
out.
were okay,
Not under
and
any
now
circumstances,
this is
read
horrifying.
Project Horizons past chapter 34. Just don't.
Blackjack died in chapter 34. Leave it at that. It was a
Blackjack
good
dies a
story.
lot.
Some people just die in the wasteland. That shit happens. Leave that story where it should have ended.
This is
It
just
was
like
a crying shame.
it's fascinating. How is this fic so How do people like this?
You're asking
like,
the
it
same
was
fucking
a-
question I've been asking for like 7 years.
It's a
now.
nostalgia fit.
Project Horizons was a very popular fic because when it started, it was very good, it was long, and it updated weekly. This was
Yeah,
back when
yeah.
Somber was doing his teaching gig and he
Oh.
had a lot of time on his hands, and he could write a pretty fucking good story and have it fucking have legs to it, you know? Keep in mind, this is back in early fandom, so this is Fallout
Mhm.
Equestria just came out. A year later it ended, and people want their fix. So
That's
I
fair.
think
the
Project
establishment
Horizons
for,
actually
like-
started before Fallout Equestria was even done.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah,
was
no, it started before it finished, before it finished, but it fucking heavily outlived it.
The point is,
For
people's
better or for
expectations were very low when it was written, and that's what made it stand out. It was just so good compared to what it was. Now, when it reached chapter 30 or so, Somber realized, hey, you know what? It would be a good idea to take an editor or two on the project. And he completely over fucking did it. He ended up with like an entire team of a dozen or so editors / groupies, a few of which he actually fucked. And
What?
ended up, no, I'm serious.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
girlfriend was one of his editors for like 3 years.
Well,
Heartshine,
okay.
I think her
His
name
girlfriend was hired as an editor is very different from he hired editors and then fucked them. That's different. But
It's
anyways,
not that great for story quality, though.
no, that is still true. Yeah.
Oh, also, fun fact: the editor / girlfriend / person he fucked is also writing the continuation of Blackjack's story in speak.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, actually, one more thing I want to ask. This will probably just lead to more questions. But how does he fuck up the canon characters? At least more than I've already read.
He does it in a way where you cannot refute him. He is very, very meticulous about the methods he takes in exploiting the main characters or the established characters like Little Pip and the main cast. It doesn't say explicitly that they didn't do this.
But he
In
also doesn't
theory,
say
it
that
could
they
be
did.
possible they did, but it's so fucking wildly out of character, it would never happen.
God, yeah, that sounds about like what I've seen so far. I'm still really pissed off that like Spike was perfectly okay with Golden Blood's plan to remove Twilight's memories of Gardens of Equestria. Like that.
Oh, Golden Blood was a fucking travesty.
Fuck Golden Blood, like.
Oh yeah. Also keep in mind the whole fucking shit of like Golden Blood, Psalm, and then there was that one other fucking thing with Luna. What am I thinking? Oh yeah, there was that thing about Luna walking around as a normal pony because she liked not being Luna for a bit, and then she had her memory stolen, and then some asshole managed to get all of them.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that might as well happen.
Now, I can get Luna doing some fucking Princess Jasmine shit where it's like, hey, I don't want to be Luna for a bit, and I kind of want to figure out what the, pulse of my people is like. Except she decided to do this with, like, her top project managers, and, like, one of this projects was all about integrating thoughts into action, kind of like some AI bullshit. And she gets this helmet put on her, and it basically copies all of her memories and transcribes her soul into this, cybernetics program, which basically becomes EC-1101.
Yay.
Yep.
God,
Who then later steals Jack Black's body?
That's one way to immediately improve the fic.
Sorry, who then steals Blackjack's body and is like, what?
Notice every time Blackjack just goes on one of her bullshit, woe is me, I have to kill ponies, I'm so terrible. Just Jack Black comes in, slaps her in the face, and just does some ridiculous bullshit.
Blackjack,
Be you angels?
do some
Nay, we are but men. Rock!
That is...
There was that very small point in time where a character you haven't met yet turned out to be Discord.
God damn it. Wait, I thought Discord was
really
trapped in a
depressing
statue
because
at
she
this
was a
point.
great character beforehand.
I thought Discord was trapped in a
Boo.
statue.
Yeah, Boo. Boo was
Oh,
great.
shit,
Oh,
yeah.
She
by
was
the way,
not a good character. She was
She was
literally nothing. She was a white bread
exactly.
mayonnaise sandwich for half the fucking
That's
thing.
why I like
I'm
her.
pretty sure that...
That's why I liked her, because there's nothing for Sam de Black to fuck up.
I'm pretty sure they got the idea for...
It was the one character who could stay consistent, and then he fucked it up.
Why are you guys still in here?
Because Project Horizons is fucking shit.
Jesus Christ, Errol.
How do you fuck up a character that doesn't have
like
a
you're
character?
either telling me you want your pizza boneless, or you're always talking like...
How do you fuck up a character who doesn't have a character?
Seriously! Boo had no character. She had no soul.
She didn't
How
even
did you
have
fuck
words.
that up?
He spoke like 3 words, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is Discord now."
Oh yeah, there was also that one point after like a chapter where Blackjack is like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I taught Boo how to speak a little bit," and then Boo is just like, "Oh whoa, Blackjack's a power hog. Notices your boji woji."
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yes, you're not wrong.
Yep.
And then the next chapter, Boo becomes Discord.
So this is still like supposed to be like the ultra serious, grim, dark, death and destruction type.
Yes.
Yep.
What the hell was he?
In fact, that's the 4th act. That's the final act of the story.
So
Oh my
like,
God.
What?
You guys also remember the fic where it's like, you guys remember Stygius, the rape-curing dick pony that Blackjack fucked?
Yep.
Turns out there's a whole kingdom of those guys.
Turns out
Because of
Fluttershy's
course
daughter
there is.
decides that he's a good lay.
It's like,
Does-
oh, hey, there's this outsider, but hey, I fucked her, so I'm a prince, apparently.
Also, don't forget Fluttershy's daughter.
Psycho Shy.
Oh right, Psycho Shy. Yeah,
Oh, fucking Psycho Shy.
yeah. All the Reaper. Like, why did Blackjack leave the Reapers again? They seemed like they were offering a pretty good deal that would actually help her
Because
through
Blackjack
like a
was like,
lot.
I don't want to kill people. And then,
And
Blackjack-
then she
Blackjack
proceeds to
didn't-
kill like 8 billion people.
Technically, Blackjack didn't leave the Reapers. The Reapers were just kind of done. Because next thing you know, oh my god, all of Philadelphia, or excuse me, the Hoof is at war.
Yeah, that seems about right. Just this.
But yes, that is why Blackjack, quote unquote, left, is because she didn't want to kill people, and then she killed people.
I still remember.
Oh yeah. Just like she was leaving, and then P21 tried to off himself, and she's like,
Yeah, I remember
"How
that,
could
yeah.
you kill yourself? I've only tried to kill myself 3 times. No trying to kill ourselves."
And then
she
he
tries to kill
gives the
herself.
Kanye West speech.
And then she tries to kill herself again.
She did.
Yeah.
She fucking did.
And then she was saved from shooting herself in the goddamn head.
Yep.
Let's be honest, with how little there is in there, she might have survived it anyway. How many times has she already been shot in the head? Like, really?
I still remember the one moment when I transitioned from reading this fic as a, this is okay, but maybe it'll get good, but there's still some very ridiculous parts, to this is horrible and I hate reading this forever now, was the moment in Stable 99. So during the fight against all of the raider zombie ponies, when they described how the stable ponies were winning because they were helping each other and passing each other ammo and tending to the wounded, while the raider ponies were not. And that was like, that gave me a sense of, holy shit, hope, actual like themes of teamwork and positivity in this grimdark fic. Maybe this is actually leading up to something good. Nope, gas the whole fucking stable.
Yeah, too bad. They're all infected. Yeah, fuck.
Just fuck this. No, nothing can ever be good. And what does Blackjack do? Try to kill herself and whine about it some more, because that's all she knows how to do.
And then
is
she never
whine.
stopped whining about Stable 99 for like 50 fucking chapters.
And then she goes to
Not only
Ten
does
Penny
she
Tower
whine,
and
she has an
homage, like
dreamy
heal.
sequence with it every other fucking chapter. Oh, the bulkheads of Stable 99 finally collapsed, and the entire thing was erased from the memory of the Earth. Fuck off.
Why
And
does
then, like,
Wait, they
half
still
of
go
her
back to
dreams are
Stable
like, oh no,
99?
I'm in the Stable 99 and I'm dying. Ah.
It gets, but like in the chapters immediately following Stable 99, and it hurts me to know that apparently this goes on for chapters and chapters even more.
For way too
But
long.
when she goes up to Spike's mountain and Spike decides, yeah, this clearly unstable person, I'm going to show her like the Gardens of Harmony, even though like it took fucking forever to trust Little Pip enough to see it. But no, Blackjack, yeah, let's show her that, because she needs a pick-me-up. And then she goes to Homage, who also tells her that, no, you're super special, you're the best pony ever. It's just like, fuck the fuck off.
Yeah.
You don't need to be consoled by all of these way better characters that you've ruined. Just,
Somber was name dropping the fuck out of the original.
Seriously.
One of the funny little things that I always like to consider is that, Blackjack, her colors are white, red, and black.
Yeah.
Right? And later on she does become a cyber pony. So all right. we've got something going on here. And then later on she gets upgrades basically to her cyberness. And
Well, she gets,
what are
like,
those? one of those upgrades, she gets a lot of upgrades.
Yeah.
One of those later upgrades is that she gets wings, actually.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And a scorpion
you're
tail.
actually
And a
not
scorpion
kidding.
tail.
No, okay, the scorpion tail, whatever, but she gets wings. So
Yep.
She's a
Princess
cyber
Blackjack.
alicorn.
with red, black, and white.
Yes.
Oh my
keep in mind,
god, and
she
I thought
also
Nyx
doesn't
was
have
back.
actual eyes. She has like camera eyes.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But wait,
She
it gets better.
basically turns into a tank, and then she has to. She basically gets turned into the most overpowered, super fucking armored walking tank alicorn princess in Equestria, and her body gets hijacked.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Her body gets hijacked, and she's like, "Oh no! What am I going to do? They have
I'm just
my
a
child.
normal fucking pony."
They have my child."
Oh, even
That's the
better.
only
I
thing
almost
she
forgot
cares about.
that.
She doesn't care
That-
about her friend.
That
She doesn't
cybernetic
care about her
tank
body.
pony,
She
it
cares
has
about the
my
child.
It has my child in it. Apparently, I'm pregnant.
Wait. Oh, this is after she transfers to the blank?
No. She's a cyber pony, but she got like knocked the fuck up by by P21 like 2 days ago. So
Because of
apparently
course.
she's pregnant with twins because goddamn P21, dude, you know how to sneak one past the goal. So
Well, he knows how he uses those stim packs. So
Getting rid of that
becomes a
refractory
cyber
period.
alicorn.
So now you have
disappears for a month.
Blackjack, who is like her overpowered tank cybernetic person pony of a body, and then she gets transferred to a blank, which is basically like, oh, wow, you're level 1 now, and it's like, but my babies.
Yep.
I mean,
have
to be fair, like
so
I
many
can sort of understand her being attached to that, but like, yeah, there are bigger issues than your unborn children.
Such as the fate of the entire wasteland.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah. And then something else she
what
whines
was
about is how good of a
the
mother
super
she's
weapon?
gonna be.
But what was the super weapon that was going to kill everything?
I think it was on the moon.
It was. Yeah,
Oh,
and
it
what
was-
did they call it? Does anybody remember that?
Weren't they just gonna crash? They were just gonna crash a bit of the moon into Equestria, and then
Yeah.
the explosion was gonna nuke.
And what was that part called?
I don't fucking know. I've blocked out the story.
Fucking Tom.
It was Tom.
Are you? It's Tom.
Tom.
They
Tom
named
the
it
Rock.
after the
Look out,
goddamn
here
rock
comes Tom.
from.
You see,
Oh my god!
you see, I could just throw myself out of this window right now, and I don't have to deal with this anymore.
What? Like, okay, I get that this was written by like 6 different people because of the editing staff, but how does this happen? Like, was there some kind of compulsion, like, to just never end the fic? So it just had to keep going and
Pretty
going.
much. But the biggest thing that came of it was from the fact that the author cannot delegate his responsibilities. You cannot assign somebody to write for you, because then this bullshit happens.
Exactly.
You end up with a
Yeah.
story which is probably one of the best first quarters of a story I've ever read. You end up with a character that is striving against adversity in a very well fleshed out, very realistic world.
Yes.
And then it just goes full anime, and you have no interest in it whatsoever.
I'll say right now, the first 15 chapters or so of Project Horizons are better than the first 15 chapters of the original. Because the first 15 chapters of the original, it takes about 15 chapters before it actually comes into its own, and then the original gets really good.
However, it's worth noting that those first 15 chapters of the original are way shorter than the first 15 chapters.
Very, very
absolutely.
short. K-Cat cannot be understated because she built all of Equestria post-nuclear in a fraction of the words of a single Fallout or Project Horizons chapter.
Can we also talk
seriously.
about how
and she did it beautifully, quickly and fast. You had these chapters that were 200, 1,000 words long, which is not very much when you're talking about large, grand fanfics. And in it, you had a character that was doing something, exploring parts of the world, doing an amazing thing, all while maintaining that dialogue. It's a fucking gift that she pulled it off, and it's really
incredible.
shows in the final product.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'm in awe and jealous.
There's a reason.
I have no idea how she pulled it.
Like, for instance, in the Canterlot arc of Project.
Fuck yes.
Of Fallout Equestria. You know that bit where they're in
It's
Canterlot
great.
and they're walking around doing shit. That single arc, that final 11th hour kind of thing, where they're finalizing their adventures. That itself, all of it combined, is twice as long as everything leading up to it.
Yeah, they had
And it's
a
also
50,000
it's also
word
twice as
chapter,
good as
which-
anything Project Horizon spat out.
Oh,
Seriously,
God,
yeah.
That's what was it? Shadows of the Ministries, or was
Yes,
it
in the shadow of the Ministries.
Yeah, that chapter was very long for that,
But it was so fucking good.
But it was so fucking good, because there wasn't a single portion of it where you're just like, I'm reading this just to be reading this. Everything was like actually giving you answers to all these questions that had been building up the entire time, and it was just a constant stream of, oh God, yes, please give me more. The entire way through, it was fucking awesome. That's how you pull off a chapter. That's how you pull off the culmination of something you've been building for. K-Cat was really fucking good at this shit, and the fact that she pulled this off in such a small amount of time, that blows me away. Like, the whole story was written in a very short span of time, actually.
Yeah.
She did a damn good job.
That's one of the things Somber absolutely could not translate at all. Like, when you have culmination and escalation. Don't get me wrong. Project Horizons had no dearth of boss fights. It had no dearth of antagonists. All these people acting counter to Blackjack's interest. The problem is, he started off too grand too early. With Deus. Deus is a fucking S-class villain.
Yeah.
Somebody that you can have some idea of, but still leave some mystery to. Somebody that you don't like and is smart. Now, this is somebody who you can get behind killing because, goddamn, I hate that guy. You know that feeling? Except when Blackjack kills said antagonist, now you are left in this vacuum where it's like, oh shit,
there's nothing to do.
Better than this. And Somber fucks this up tremendously, trying to pointlessly outdo his first villain by going bigger and bigger, and subsequently making Blackjack more and more overpowered to the point where I guess she's going to the moon now.
It's DBZ power creep all over again.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of one last stupid thing I can bring up before I leave.
What happens to the Enclave and Morning Glory? Like, what happens to that plotline?
The Enclave, I think, die, and and Morning Glory.
She calls herself Fallen Glory for.
I got to that part, yeah.
There was wait, we skipped over a good portion of that actually.
She becomes Rainbow Dash for a bit.
Yes.
What?
Oh yeah, she did.
Yep.
She totally did.
Okay.
Hit by
explain.
Killing Joke. She gets hit by Killing Joke,
Which turns her
And-
into Rainbow Dash,
so
and then
I'm
they
gonna
meet Rainbow
bring-
Dash.
turns her into RD.
But then they also meet Artie.
And then she gets so fucking pissed because the Killing Joke gives her wing back, but it's like, I'm Rainbow Dash.
So that Killing Joke was like supposed to be serious fucking like it ripped off Zenith's stripes. It's
Well, to be
it
fair,
turned
like
that one diamond dog into a pony to be eaten by the other diamond dogs. Yeah, exactly. It turned Fluttershy into a tree for 500 goddamn years, a sentient tree, and it just turns Morning Glory into Rainbow Dash.
To be
And
fair,
throws
that
her wing back.
can kill her.
Oh, and kill her?
Well, no, like it can.
No,
that
it-
can kill her.
It does.
but
It does.
Turning into Rainbow Dash? How does that kill her?
Because she's seen as
entirety of
the
the Enclave.
greatest traitor to the Enclave. Or
Do you
whatever.
not know the
Oh.
entirety of the
It's
Enclave?
Oh, right, right, yeah.
still-
I
Jesus
figured they
fucking
just
Christ.
assumed
Yeah.
that. I figured the entirety of the Enclave would think that Rainbow Dash is dead, and like,
And
I
they
don't.
do. Except
Yeah,
this
they
is
do.
also the entirety of the Enclave that gets hit with Raider gas, and it's like, oh well, there goes
It's the entirety of the Enclave as written by Somber. Let's put it that way.
And then
Or whoever
before they,
was
I
writing
believe
this
it's
arc
before they're
for
able
Somber.
to cure Morning Glory, they run into the real Rainbow Dash.
That seems
Yep.
like something that would happen.
Oh my god!
Because they
You guys got me thinking about the fucking Enclave again. Where the hell was it where Blackjack was in like a prison or something, and she gets trapped and she escapes by straight up eating the bulletproof glass in the interrogation chamber?
Wait, say that again? Just I wasn't paying attention. Say that again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Blackjack is a cyberpunk. She gets her energy by eating crystals. And so she ends up in a pinch, and glass is close enough to a crystal that she can eat it. So she eats her way out of the interrogation chamber, subsequently gets punched in the gut by a zebra, and then barfs molten glass all over her.
Honestly, yeah, in the context of everything else in this discussion, yeah, that's fucking terrible. But that's honestly, I'm okay with that. Like, that seems like something that, as a moment, it's okay, but as something that's come out of this collective disaster, yeah, that just kind of seems about right.
Don't forget Somber's entire attempt to outdo Canterlot with the prison.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that's Somber's entire thing, is trying to outdo K-Cat. Like, oh, K-Cat, Little Pip went back to the stable and had to kill the Steel Rangers because they were killing her. So no, now Blackjack has to go back to the stable and kill her own friends who've been turned crazy by raiders, because everything's just got to be more.
Yeah, that's a good way to sum
So
it
what's
up.
in the prison?
Just a bunch of fucking shit.
I don't even fucking remember what's in the prison. It honestly doesn't
It's
matter.
like it's not important. And like all it leads to is Deus showing up as a tank and then Blackjack running away and running into the fucking Bat Pony.
So just to summarize: rape, death, rape, destruction, rape. Oh, and someone comes back from the dead.
No,
Yes.
more people come back from
All
the
people
dead.
come back from the dead.
Everyone comes back from the dead.
God damn
Also,
it.
don't forget the last third of the arc where nothing makes sense, and you're basically trying to kill a Star Soul or whatever the fuck it is that has control of the Hoofington Defense Network. I don't fucking know.
Oh,
yeah, that
it,
eventually steals
basically
what's her face's body.
the whole thing basically devolves into a situation where they're fighting like old gods, or I don't know,
Like,
old
old
gods like
fantasy
Shogoths,
shit,
like
exactly.
Cthulhu. Yeah, it turns into
Are
like,
you fucking kidding?
yeah.
No, I am
I'm
not
not
fucking
kidding.
kidding.
I'm not kidding. I am being serious. The entire thing, like the stars
Like,
or whatever. All the
For
zebra
90%
stuff.
of the fic, you
yeah.
think that Hoofington is some sort of mega city that's controlled by computers and is a treasure trove of technologies and shit to be plundered.
Yeah.
Truth be told, it's owned by Shoggoths.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like something that would happen given what I've heard.
And also, keep in mind, there's a full-on Transformers bullshit kind of thing where it turns out the city is actually secretly some sort of some project to catch a falling star and harness its energy and eat away at all the souls within half the continent's surface, and then ultimately destroy all of the equestrian planet through consuming the souls of the world. I don't know. I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, this is... What the fuck? Okay, what are they gonna do with all the souls? I guess like.
Oh, you think this is the fuck? I will tell you what the fuck is. So the final arc of the story is like, oh, we see the bad guy's plot is to destroy Equestria by consuming all of the souls, and then Blackjack's idea is, well, there will be no souls to consume if we consume all of them first, and then she does the exact same thing.
So no, it's not like, oh, just let them die and rest. No, instead of they consume the souls, no, we'll do the horrible, awful, evil thing, and that way it's better, I guess.
Hey man,
Yes.
you can't kill me if I kill myself first.
It's less like it's less like that and more like, you give us the code or we'll kill your wife, and then you just shoot your wife in the head.
And then they're like, well, damn.
You're going to
That's
shoot me if I shoot
the
myself.
good guy.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the last arc is basically milk spelled with an A.
My God.
Yeah,
Give
mouth.
the man a glass of milk.
Inside voices, please.
You
So-
were like a brother to me.
Sorry, Mom. It's my pony friend.
so,
You're gonna kill yourself? You guys are gonna kill me if I kill myself? That doesn't make any sense!
Don't do it, Josh. Don't do
That's
So-
Project Horizons in a nutshell.
Yeah.
This is like, it says something that this conversation started with Blackjack gets raped and then is cured of her PTSD by getting fucked by some bat pony with a magic dick, and
That is accurate.
it got worse after
That is
that.
also
Can we
accurate.
also
Yeah.
talk about how instead of being like actually mad that Blackjack cheated on her, the most Morning Glory is like, I wish you would have told me.
Well, then again, it seems like everyone in this fic is okay with polyamory, since Little Pip also cheated on Homage with Blackjack.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't. Neither of them fucking remember that, to my knowledge.
No.
Of-
Yeah, Blackjack was drunk off her ass, which is a bastardization of her getting drunk, because this was the first instance of her getting drunk after post-cybernization, to which she should not be able to get drunk because she's a fucking cyber pony.
But whatever.
Also, Little Pip is not a cyber pony and also does not like to drink.
But
well,
Little Pip was
yeah.
also high off fucking
Mentals.
mentals.
All right, getting high off menthols is not the same off drinking. All right, she can allow menthols because she thinks it's necessary for her friends to not die, which is what makes her arc as an addict all the more tragic.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Project Horizons, she gets drunk all the damn time, and the
For
only
no
tragedy
reason.
is she doesn't do it more often.
But
God damn it.
they use that as the excuse that nobody remembers it happening, so it didn't happen. But it did.
Now I'm just imagining, like, Little Pip about to lie down in the Single Pegasus project, giving her goodbye message, and then she loads up Memory Orb 8, and instead of Homage, it's just fucking Blackjack.
And she's like, "Oh
And-
fuck."
And Blackjack is just like, hey.
Yeah,
And then
that
80 years of knocking on the door. Little Pip's like, "I fucking swear to God."
It's like, Little Pip, hey, yeah, it's fucking no. You measure it's cool. You don't measure a thing, right? But it'd be cool. You cool. You come outside, and hey, you and me. Let's go. Fuck.
also,
And Little
even
Pip's
though
like,
Blackjack's
well, before we
great-
do that, can we go blow up shoot up this town that I wanted to shoot up? And Blackjack's like, "Sure, man."
So, like, what was up with the town that Little Pip wanted to shoot it up? Were they like slavers, or was it like Arbu, or like?
I don't-
The thing about the town that Little Pip shot up, it was Arbu, which is it's basically a town built around a Starbucks, which is
Yeah.
awfully ironic. I
So
love
they're
the name.
they're
And-
retconning it to say Blackjack shot up Arbu with Little Pip.
No. She was not there. I'm just saying, like Little Pip shot up the Starbucks. She shot up the Starbucks settlement because they fed her ponies, and she really was not all about raiders. Like, she hated lawbreakers and people who were bad ponies. So she kind of blew a gasket, and it's like, oh, you motherfuckers, you bastards came in here. You guys were like criminals and raiders all along. And then she basically clicked to, full auto fire instead of single, which is a big fucking thing, and, went to town.
Yeah. So for the town that she shot up with Blackjack, like, was there any reason for that?
Oh, no. She hardly shot up a town. It was just like a settlement. It was just like a camp of army dudes, for Red.
Okay, but
They still shot it up.
Oh, yeah. She
Pretty unremorsefully, too. Like, it was... Like, I think they fired the first shot.
No, dude, they straight up went into this peaceful camp of... It was just an army camp of, like, red-eye soldiers just kind of, like, camping out for the night. They came in there, and they flipped that shit up.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
And then they have sex.
It's implied they have sex.
Of course, because, like I said earlier, are there any two characters in this fic that have not had sex with each other?
Well, I could tell you, except there are characters that intricately and specifically have sex versus the ones that are basically implied.
Yay.
That's pretty much the only distinction. Yeah.
Yeah, that's... God damn, there's a lot of just bullshit in this fic.
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
very least, I can at the very least, I can say that Blackjack did not have sex with Octavia, because all of Blackjack's interactions with Octavia happened through her pick book by just listening to her music.
Oh right, I forgot that Blackjack learned how to play cello just by magic. How the fuck does she learn how to play?
There's actually an explanation behind that.
She didn't learn how to play cello. It was just because she was holding a cello with Octavia's soul in it. God, I sound stupid. It was just like, all right, fuck it. Octavia is the cello now. And so it's like whoever is playing the cello now has her ability.
Becomes Octavia for that section.
So I remember in the original fic
Also,
that Rarity
Octavia
had to like
is
jump...
because that's how souls work.
Of course. So I remember in the original fic that Rarity had
serious.
to like jump through...
In like the Battle of the Hoof, you had a couple of people taking cover behind a cello because technically that cello was a soul jar and therefore bulletproof.
I know, I remember how soul jars work, but I also remember that Rarity like had to do like some complex spells and like shit to put her soul into the pony statuettes.
Yeah,
Why the fuck did Octavia do that? Like,
Rarity,
what?
I believe Octavia asked Rarity to do it.
Octavia was the guinea pig. It only happened to her once.
So like Rarity tested...
No, the idea in the original was that Rarity got a hold of the Black Book, and in that Black Book there was essentially all this soul magic, all these spells that would allow somebody to manipulate that portion of someone's essence, if you will, to go ahead and produce all these effects. Now, one of these was that somebody could go ahead and create something called a soul jar, which was essentially creating a receptacle for someone's soul out of, whatever object happened to be nearby. Rarity's thing was that she decided to make all these little statuettes in a reference to all the bobbleheads that you would find in, Fallout 3.
Yeah.
And they would essentially grant people power. She had some weird little system where it was in a memory orb, actually, everybody stepped across the surface and it took like an imprint of their soul. And so she used that imprint to go ahead and capture like a little bit of essence, not the whole thing, just like a picture, basically. And then she used the power of her own soul, shaved many, many times down, to
Like
go
77
ahead
in
and
total.
actually, yeah. So basically, she fucking like cheese gratered her own soul to go ahead and create all these different little statuettes. That was what Rarity did, and it was described as being
was tragic and
exceedingly painful.
What makes
Exceedingly
Rarity's
painful.
story worse is that she had the solution,
Yeah.
but she couldn't escape. She couldn't leave her room anymore. Her hoof fused to her wall,
Yep.
Yep.
So
and
then,
that's how she died.
and for some reason, Somber retconned it so that before that happened, also they also Octavia did it too for some reason.
Well, Somber retconned it to where it was the point where Rarity wouldn't fucking do it unless she had a guinea pig, and that guinea pig was our favorite gray pony.
For like, why? I have so many questions. Why Octavia? What made Rarity so
apparently in
willing
this
to risk
universe-
Octavia?
Apparently, in this universe, Octavia was an anti-war dove and had played at a couple of anti-war concerts, and so she was viewed as, okay, fuck her.
Jesus Christ.
Indeed. Welcome to Fallout Project Horizons.
Yep.
So, God, even like the little details of this fic, like the fact that there is a cello, are terrible.
The fact that there is a cello and the cello actually contains the soul of our favorite gray background pony.
She is not a background pony, okay? She is secondary cast.
She's a background pony, and you know it.
Fuck off. She has a speaking role.
Everyone had a speaking role in that episode. No, anyways, yeah, that's just
Yeah, that about sums up Project Horizons.
Yeah.
yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
It's terrible.
Yeah, Terminal, if you're still listening, I'd really love